The name McCain will always be synonymous with the Grand National, but as Aintree looms, I'm sorry boss, it's no longer about you and Red Rum, off you go, Donald's now the man.
Regal Heights for Graham Lee and Donald McCain down towards the last with a 10 or 12 length advantage. The final fence, he is over safely. White Oak still leads by 2 lengths from Zara's place and ridden out towards the line back of an even keel. White Oak continues the good form of Donald McCain, but she comes away to win in a race that was set up for her.
About 150 yards to cover on the flat, and Cloudy Lane and Jason Maguire are drawing away, and all roads now lead to Aintree. The outlook's bright for Cloudy Lane as he powers away to win the Grimthorpe.
Overturned Graham Lee from Dirrar. Bahrain Storm putting in a brave bid on the outside, but it's overturned all the way as they race up towards the finish. Overturn is gonna win it in great style for the McCain family and Graham Lee.
Peddlers Cross, still unbeaten, wins the Victor Chandler, more Battle Hurdle, and Cheltenham next stop.
So it's Donald McCain who's now the governor of Bankhouse Stables, as he prepares champion hurdle runner-up Peddlers Cross for the Aintree Hurdle and Bala Briggs for the John Smith-sponsored Grand National. Does the great Liverpool meeting mean as much to him as his old man?
I can't say it means quite as much, Matt, but it's special. Look, we're from Southport, Liverpool, whatever you like, and it's always been a very big part of our lives. But the old man lights up for Aintree a little bit more than me, you know. But it's a great place anyway.
And this is the box just here. In fact, Peddlers is in the box here. This is Peddlers Cross, champion hurdle runner-up. He's in the box that Red Rum lived in
and died in. Yeah, yeah. No, this was Red's box when we moved here, and then Ambley was in here as well. So you have to be a bit special to be in box number 1.
I must ask, did Peddlers live in here straight away, or did he come in here once you realised he was a superstar?
He came in here at the start of this season. To be honest, he had a box around the corner that he was really quite fond of, but we thought we'd best move him.
And he's on target for the Aintree Hurdle over 2.5 miles?
Yeah, absolutely. To be honest, we'd been aiming all year to go to both, and it does seem the obvious target and probably the race that's made for him. You know, so he's come out of Cheltenham in great nick, fingers crossed.
Talk us through the champion hurdle, because you know it was a terrific run, heartbreaking in some ways, but equally a race that you couldn't feel depressed afterwards.
For 5 minutes I was, for him as much as anything, because we saw how brave he was at the last, we saw how tough he was from the last to the line, and when it went after 5 minutes afterwards and things had settled down, it's just great to be involved in horses like those, you know. That's all we've ever wanted to do, and to see him stick his chin out up the hill and just get done, it was a massive run, And
amazing in a way, because the yard is, over the years, and I guess because of the national success for Ginger, the yard has been very much associated with chasers, but looking at the stats this season, you've had nearly 60 hurdle winners, many more than fences, so you know, it's a sort of changing of the ways slightly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping there'll be more, but by next year there's still a yard for the young horses, and the nice horses are the youngsters, and they're going the right way, Matt. But generally the only time we ever used to have the chance at a decent horse was as a chaser, you know. But we've been able to get involved in some better types of ex-flat horses, young horses that can win over hurdles as well, and I'm hoping they're the future, and a lot of them are going to be jumping fences, but we're just at the first part of the process.
We know if Ginger was still training, and thank goodness he's not, this lad would be in a beginner's chase at Cartmel somewhere. But he's left you in a bit of a dilemma, I guess, depending on what happens at Aintree, because do you go novice chasing next season and try and make him into either a champion chaser or a Gold Cup horse, or do you try and win the champion hurdle that he came so close to winning this time?
Yeah, you turning your back on, for me, being the best hurdler in this country.
You've got to keep him hurdling, you've got to have another crack, haven't you? You've got to.
But like you've just seen him now, and he doesn't look your typical hurdler. He's a big, strong horse, and he was bought to make a chaser, and the reason we bought him was because of the way he jumped his fences in his point-to-point, you know, so it's not an easy decision. We've got all summer to think about it. We'll get Aintree out of the way first, and I genuinely haven't even schooled him over a fence since he's been here, which we will do at some point, I'm sure.
We've seen this season with the Potts family and Sizing Europe that they really wanted to try and make him into a Gold Cup horse, and it didn't quite work out. He came back and he was a champion chaser. Is Mr. Leslie, the owner of Peddlers Cross, a man who's just dreaming of the Gold Cup, or would he be happy with the champion hurdler?
No, Tim's fantastic. He's very, very we'll just do what's best for the horse, and that's all there is to it, and we'll end up where we think's the right place to send him.
What's your very finely tuned gut feeling?
Generally, it probably means I'm not a very good trainer, but I don't even know what trip he wants just yet.
No.
I mean,
last year everyone said he wouldn't stay 2 mile 5 for the novice hurdle. He did. This year everyone said he wouldn't be fast enough for the champion hurdle. He was.
Yeah. He could just be very good at whatever we ask him to do, Matt, and whether, he has settled more this year. Maybe in time he's going to get 3 miles. I don't know, but it's a fantastic problem to worry about.
It's a classic case, isn't it, of class perhaps mattering more than in Australia, you got your 2 milers running over 6 furlongs. Maybe if you're good enough, you can.
Yeah, and it'd be nice if that's the case, and it could just be he's just a hell of a tool, and all along he's only ever done what we asked him to do at whatever trip on whatever ground.
He could be the best you'll ever train on that horse there.
It'll take a bit of beating.
Work riders play a key role in every yard, and Adrian Lane sits on Peddlers Cross every day. He loves the horse.
Yeah, he's fairly straightforward. He's a real professional about it. Just straightforward, yeah.
He's a good eater.
Yeah, he's a bit cheeky, all right.
And what about his trip? There's a big sort of debate about what distance might be his best distance. You've got to know him. What do you think's going to be his best trip in time?
Well, he does stay well because he's won an Irish Pint. He's starting off, but he's not a slow horse. He shows plenty of pace. As you can see in all those top 2 mile races, he's not slow. But I think he'll get 3 miles in time.
And fencing is chasing really what he's made for?
Yeah, I think he is, yeah. Be quite exciting over a fence, I think.
Just how jealous is everyone else of you riding this chap every morning?
Yeah, there's a bit of slagging, all right, but no, it's just I get to ride him, so it's great.
Away from Peddlers Cross, Donald has other horses to look out for at Aintree.
Son of Flicker, that man that just got done at Cheltenham, he'll go there, and any given day might go back. I don't think at the moment Overturn will go there, although he might have an entry in the boys' race of all things.
Overturn might go back on the flat.
We've always wondered about running him in the Chester Cup, always toyed to run him in the Chester Cup. But there's a number of options in Punchestown, and maybe he can go back to Ayr and things like that. So he's had a light winter, so we'll keep him going for a while longer anyway, and probably end up going back to Northumberland Plate as well.
What about the bumper horse Cinders and Ashes?
Cinders and Ashes. Straight after Cheltenham, I wasn't convinced I was going to go, but he's come out of his race well, and we might well go to Aintree now because he just didn't quite get home at Cheltenham on that ground on that day.